Man was shot in the head and killed around 1 a.m. in front of a house on East 102nd Street in Canarsie. And about 3 hours later, a 24-year-old man was shot and killed while sitting in his car on Madison Street in Bushwick. There were no immediate arrests in either incident. Saturday evening around 6 p.m., a 37-year-old man was critically injured when he was shot in the head on the steps of a home on Bedford Avenue in Flatbush. Other shootings occurring in the Bronx and Queens.
Netflix is delaying plans to release a movie Chadwick Boseman was in due to his recent passing in Southern California. The movie Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is a play adaptation about the mother of blues portrayed by Viola Davis. The movie's virtual preview was set for Monday, featuring movie footage and conversation between Davis and director George C. Wolfe. I'm Dean Muccio.
OM Radio.
NBC News Radio, I'm Cameron Fairchild. A confrontation between a Trump supporter caravan and social justice rioters resulted in the shooting death of a man in downtown Portland. President Trump condemns the violence.
Hundreds of cars, pickups, and some semi-trucks, most with Trump, Blue Lives Matter, and American flags flapping behind them, caravanned into downtown Portland.
How many of y'all do you think there are?
Violence began even before they arrived. There were fistfights on a bridge leading into downtown. A Trump supporter beat a man and recorded his license plate. Downtown, social protesters lobbed objects at the MAGA trucks. Trump supporters fired paintballs and tear gas. An angry driver hit the gas, causing protesters to drive out of the way. And then a man was gunned down following what witnesses say was an altercation. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio, Portland, Oregon.
The acting Secretary of Homeland Security repeats calls to let federal officials stop riots in Portland. On ABC's This Week, Chad Wolf accuses local and state officials of standing in the way of law enforcement.
We've asked the governor, we've asked the mayor to step in. If they don't have the resources, the president's been very clear on this, as you know. We will happy to provide resources to bring this violence to an end.
Wolf claims what's been happening in Portland is the opposite of how to make sure a city is safe. A visiting Chinese professor at UCLA suspected of spying for China is in jail.
The professor is also facing federal charges of destroying evidence during an FBI investigation. The Los Angeles U.S. Attorney's Office says 29-year-old Guan Li of Alhambra threw a damaged
Good morning, and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning to you. It is Coffee Ann time on ON AM and FM, 1240 AM, 99.5 FM. Thanks for joining us. It's Monday morning, and it is the last Monday in August. Where did the time go?
Not only the last Monday, but the last day, you know?
Last day in August, that's right.
Tomorrow is like September. That means it's fall, right? Psychologically?
No.
I know, but you
fall
know.
starts October 1st.
Okay. I thought it was September 23rd.
First Monday in October. I go on the Supreme Court schedule.
Oh, all right. I like that.
That's Romeo Berthium. Good morning, Romeo.
Good morning.
And former Woonsocket Mayor Charlie Baldelli is here. Good morning to you, Charlie.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you as well. Now, our first segment sponsor, Coffee Ann, is Windermere Woods.
Windermere Woods, located at 1044 Mendon Road in Woonsocket. Windermere Woods, 401-762-4226, and also on the web at windermerewoods.com. Live at Windermere Woods in a nice atmosphere that provides caring, security, and comfort. Once you move in, you'll want to stay at Windermere Woods for many years and be happy. It's a comfortable place to live and meet new people, enjoy regular meals, and get peace of mind. Windermere Woods is a small community with a nice, friendly atmosphere, and Windermere Woods is affordable. Windermere Woods offers such programs as housekeeping services, transportation to doctor's appointments, and to shopping. Windermere Woods is a very secure facility, 24/7 staffing. Someone's there day and night. They provide social entertainment activities and invite you to come by and visit. Windermere Woods, 1044 Mendon Road, Woonsocket, 401-762-4226. Windermere Woods.
It is Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us once again. Joe Callahan with Romeo Bertham and Charlie Baldelli. Okay, here's the sports part of the program. Here we go. The Red Sox traded Mitch Moreland.
Yes.
Why?
This is why it makes sense. Yes, he was like second in home runs on the team. But this is why. This is why it makes sense. One, he just celebrated, by his way, his 10th year in Major League Baseball. So what does that mean? He's in his 30s. Technically, he's still playing well, but he's still on the downslide. Okay. Now, the Red Sox are not going to make the playoffs this year. That's evident. They traded.
Are you sure?
I'm positive on that. As Eckersley keeps saying, I'm going to bet the ranch on that one.
Yeah, right.
San Diego is in a playoff hunt. Last I knew, they were 4 or 5 games out of first place against the LA Dodgers. They look like they're going to the playoffs. So they wanted to bolster their lineup. Someone that's going to hit home runs right now, not down the road. We need help, or more help right now.
I know.
Moreland's hitting great, so that's why they trade. It makes sense for him to go there and be in a pennant race for another year. Maybe he plays 1 more year, maybe he plays 2 more years, as opposed to trading like someone like a Michael Chavis. They want not someone they can develop, someone that's already playing well, that can step right in and start hitting home runs for us.
What about money?
So that's why.
Did they save a lot of money on this?
Well, now they'll just pick up his contract.
Okay.
Maybe the Red Sox pay some of it, but San Diego will probably pick up most of it.
But what did they get in return?
We got 2 prospects.
And who was one of them?
I have no idea.
Who made?
I saw their names, but I didn't know. I don't know who they are.
Okay.
So maybe they'll be well.
Double-A players.
Yeah. Who's the guy that hit the home run on his first major league outing?
I have no idea.
What was his name? Dolbeck. Yesterday.
He wasn't part of the trade, though.
No, but still. They do have some pretty good minor league players.
So Bobby Dolbeck hit his first home run yet.
Yeah.
In his first major league
outing.
So,
yeah,
so
not bad.
That was pretty cool. Those guys are supposed to be very high in the San Diego system of top prospects.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they'll turn into something.
So they're building for the future then, Joe.
Yes, they are. So look to be good in.
Was yesterday or this weekend the deadline for the trade?
Today's the trade deadline.
Today.
It's
last day of August.
Today at 4 o'clock.
All right.
They're talking more may happen today.
There could be more, right?
So, I was like you, Charlie. I'm like, what did we trade Mitch Moreland for? He's the only one not the only one. Between him and Verdugo and Xander Bogaerts and Martinez and Devers for some expense.
Rafael Devers.
Well, he hit 2 home runs last night.
He hit 2 of them yesterday.
So I was like you. I was like, we can't get rid of him. He's one of our most consistent players. He's consistently good.
Right.
But then I'm like, all right. After a while, I'm like, I understand why he's gone, why they traded him. So it makes sense on both ends.
You're a baseball guru, so I'll accept it. But you know what's bothering me? And I was looking at the standings yesterday, and Minnesota seemed to be running away with it.
Are they?
I picked up the paper yesterday. They're in 3rd place.
Oh.
Cleveland,
Changes quick.
Cleveland and Chicago moved ahead of them. They're like 1 game behind now, 1.5.
Give Rocco a call and say,
hey, what's going on?
I'm calling on behalf of I'm calling on behalf of Joe Callahan. We want to know what's going on.
What is going on out there? Well, teams go through slides at time.
Right.
Well, it's a short season. In a normal season, now we would be looking at it's September tomorrow. You'd be looking at playoffs and obviously.
It's just that they were like 2 or 3 games ahead of.
And what happened?
And I don't know. There's a slide that. What do you call that? A slide, Joe?
Slump.
A slump and a slide.
Slump and a slide. Can we quote you on that, Charles? I like that. S&S.
Yeah, S&S.
Okay.
So how's the weather in Uxbridge?
Cold this morning. It's 54 degrees when I left. What is it?
See, I said 52 in Mansfield. Right now it's 60. Things
look like we're going to be closing the pool pretty soon.
Turn the heater up.
There you go.
All right, let's see. Did you vote last week?
I did.
You said you were going.
I did right after I left the show, and I voted for Kennedy.
Did you? Well, yeah.
And I heard because it was a Democrat primary, but I heard that this morning on coming in on another station that Mr. Markey is way ahead in the polls.
Really?
Yeah. So I was thinking of Joe because Joe predicts
I know.
Kennedy, and I don't know. I'm surprised, to be honest with you. Although it's Massachusetts, And Markey is so liberal. That's one of the reasons I voted against them. Too liberal
I saw
for
the
me.
Commercial with AOC.
But yeah, I know.
Said, that's his death knell.
That's why I voted for Kennedy. I'm not a great fan of the Kennedy name, but I think given the alternative, anyway, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Three polls last week had Markey leading by over 10 points.
Yeah, that's a considerable lead. I'm surprised, to be honest with you.
Now, have you seen Ed? Have you seen Ed Markey's newest TV ad?
I don't think
it's
so.
really good. It's so much better than his last one when he was just walking down the street.
All these personal endorsements.
Yes, that one. Oh, mayor a couple of times.
Ed,
yes, that's the one. And they all they have a sticker, and that's what it says. I'm sticking with Ed, and they would they'd hit their shoulders with it. I'm like, oh, this one's really good.
Yeah.
It's so much, and he shows up just at the end. Shaking hands with some people. I said, "Oh, that's really good." I don't know if the Kennedy ads are working as well. Well, maybe they're not, because they keep referring to he keeps showing his grandfather,
right?
And he keeps trying. And I got
the legacy.
The legacy. You're right. I got my mailer in the mail. Did you get yours?
I did. You can only push that so much. The legacy. Right. I mean, of course, in your case, is the exception here in the city with Lisa saying, "Well, my grandfather was my grandfather." I'm going to pay for that. Wow. My uncle is Charlie Baldelli, and he was a good mayor. So no, she hasn't said that. No, my grandfather. I'm going to pay for that later, right, Charlie?
No. Can I tell you something? I was looking. I was going through some books that I have, and I ran across the Woonsocket Centennial book.
Oh, yeah.
Which was well done, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know who was the orchestra of that.
Well, there was three editors.
Everybody received a
copy.
decade.
Yeah.
And the last decade was yours.
That's right.
On me.
Yeah.
But you only covered me for 2 years.
Only 2, but that's probably because when were you mayor?
85 to 89, 4 years.
How come I only did 2? You were mayor for 4. Oh, yeah.
Centennial
1988. Yes.
So we couldn't go beyond it.
I have to go back and read that. Yeah. I wrote that, huh?
Yeah,
did I say some good things?
Yeah, I said.
I did.
I felt honored. I said, "My God, of all the writers that were in there, and they were all contemporary of yours, Ray Bacon and Martin Crowley and Marcel Fortin, and all of those people,
and Phyllis Thomas."
And I said, "My God!" And I'm just leafing through it. Oh my God, 1988, Romeo Berthium wrote the last chapter.
There was an addendum to that book too, written by Ray Bacon for the 90s. To commemorate the turning of the century, the year 2000.
But a little after the you wrote up to 1988.
Yeah.
Of course, that's when the centennial.
And you're only 2 years of your tenure.
But there was an additional spot in there. How you put it in there was me and Eddie Dupree, Matthew Gill of Department of Transportation Housing, that we received $27 million to build a connector.
Oh yeah.
And there was a rally at the World War II Park.
World War II Veterans Memorial Park. You don't want Ray Bacon to be calling in to correct you.
Oh, yeah.
And he would.
Charlie, nothing to worry about. I just took a quick look. Yeah, Minnesota's in third place, but Cleveland and Chicago are tied for first.
Oh, okay.
And Minnesota's a game and a half out, so it's nothing like a nice tight pennant race.
You're still
nothing to worry.
You're still in there. Yeah.
So anyway. We had another message that came in, and I keep forgetting. Some people, either they just don't know or they forget or whatever. But they said, "What exactly is the AOC?" Okay, it's a person.
Yeah,
and her name is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yes,
and she's a senator.
No, Congresswoman. She's too young to be a senator. You have to be at least 30. She's 28.
Out of no, I think
Bronx?
she's younger than that.
The Bronx? Brooklyn?
Yeah, she's a congresswoman out of New York. Extremely liberal.
New York City.
Came up with the Green New Deal.
Yep.
She's got long brown hair and brown eyes.
Big brown eyes. Kind of cute.
Yeah, and graduated from BU.
Very smart.
Rather recently. Her claim to fame was when she graduated from BU, she went on to be a bartender, and now she's a congresswoman. Okay. And so it's just
that's a great transition. Right?
Yeah. So it's just easier to refer to her as AOC as to say her entire name because it's really long.
Right.
She spoke at the convention 2 weeks ago. She spoke at the Democrat convention.
She nominated Bernie Sanders.
She sure did.
Because that's what they did.
But she represents the extreme left wing of the party, and that's what is probably going to hurt Biden a little bit. He's trying to not necessarily disassociate himself, but to try to, get the whole party together. I mean, he's got to be nice to the left. He's got to be okay with the right of his party.
It's going to be a law and order versus the pandemic.
Yeah. So
What's going to happen
versus the two big issues,
right?
And the economy. Not to mention the economy. Of course, the economy is not. It's usually the issue. People vote with their stomachs, and of course, Trump will probably be forgiven, quote unquote, for that because it's a result of the pandemic. But he probably won't be forgiven for the way he handled the pandemic. I guess he's getting criticized pretty much for that. There's about 180,000 people, but I don't know if you can blame a person for that. The Democrats.
However,
I know you're going to say something. I'm just saying that's what the Democrats are doing. They're hopping on his the way he handled
mismanagement of the pandemic.
Yeah, and of course because of that. People are dying supposedly, and also the economy is tanking, and Trump did say, 10 million new jobs, but what he didn't say was there were 20 million that were lost because of the pandemic. But again, because of the pandemic.
You're going to recover those jobs.
It's going to be hard. I don't know.
That versus the law and order.
Big issues.
You look at states and cities that are run by the Democrats.
Like Portland.
There's a disaster.
Another disaster this weekend.
Yeah.
And he refused Trump's help again.
Yeah.
So you want a good conspiracy theory?
Sure, of course. I'm always up for those. Yeah.
Theory. I saw this over the weekend. I don't know how true it is.
However,
you're gonna have to do your own research.
Yeah.
And if I have time, maybe I'll do it on mine. But if you can go to the CDC's website. Okay.
All right.
It's supposed to be on their website, the Center for Disease Control, on their website. Not in real big bold letters because basically they made a mistake, and so now they're correcting it. And they're saying about 160,000 people have passed away from COVID-19.
Yeah.
They have changed that.
Oh, yeah? True.
And they say, well, most of those 160 all had something else.
Underlying condition.
And they died of that. COVID helped things along. So you know how many people have actually passed away
from
COVID-19?
No.
It's about 9,000.
Really?
Yes.
So what?
That they can attribute directly to that.
So what you're saying, Joe?
So what I'm saying is this is not a pandemic.
And those people who died, those 160 or 170, would have died.
180. Now.
Okay, let's say 180.
Yes, they were going to
100. You're saying 171,000 would have died anyway. That's what he's saying.
I'm just going by the new numbers. Yes.
Do you believe that? Joe?
Yes. Right. I'm going by the new numbers that are on the CDC's website.
You can believe it because Joe Callahan supports it.
That's right.
And when Joe Callahan says, take it to the bank.
And watch, it's going to come out, all this stuff.
November 3rd.
all this stuff about, we have to wear masks, and we got to stay 6 feet away from each other, is all nonsense. We should open up everything, go back to school, go back to the sports.
Interesting.
No, but that's just me. Because is that a pandemic if 9,000 people in this country die?
No, absolutely not.
So there you go.
But you're assuming that's accurate.
Well, I'm assuming that the CDC is correct because they corrected their numbers.
If you remove the victims from nursing homes and minority population, you probably could get down to around 9,000.
But still, the minority population has to be counted. They're people, too.
Yeah.
The other thing is,
all lives matter, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Don't, the big thing is, if you're going in for a medical procedure, you have to be tested.
I was,
but I don't want to be tested. I don't want to be tested because if I have it, I'm probably going to take care of it on my own.
You're going to self-medicate, Joe?
Well,
your
immune system.
I like to think I'm young enough and strong enough to fight it off.
Your immune system will take care of it.
Maybe it will.
Well, I know people.
Because the only way you know if you have it is if you get tested.
We probably all know people. I know somebody local, prominent businessman who said, "Yeah, I think I had COVID-19 in November." This is before Christmas because I was sick for 3 weeks. I couldn't get over it. I had a headache. I was sick. I was coughing. And at the time, nobody knew. Then I have a granddaughter in Florida who had the flu in January, and she had it pretty bad. I mean, she had it for like a week. And I'm saying, that's unusual. Usually when the kids get sick, they get sick for 2 or 3 days. And then and she could have had it. I even asked my daughter, I said, do you think she might have, that thing that they're talking about from Asia? She said, oh, no, not at all. But so, who knows?
That's right.
I think you do make a point, and I've always said that. And what you're saying basically, but I think that the figures are a little bit exaggerated.
Maybe they are.
It's probably more than 9,000, Joe. But
it could be closer to 10.
Yeah.
It's still small.
Hey, Joe, what a great concession on your part.
Thank you.
Joe, I saw that coming.
Well, I think I may have mentioned this before. I have a neighbor, an older gentleman, 92, even older than Charlie.
Wow, older than me?
Who, 92 going on 75, one of those young guys,
right.
Taking care of his 87-year-old wife, who was a little, needy. He did all the cooking, and one day he was cooking, and he fell, broke his leg. Went to the hospital. They, did surgery, fixed his leg, but he needed rehab. He went to a nursing home for a month. Well, guess what? He caught COVID-19. However, he survived. He's home. He's fine. He's 92.
That is the weird thing.
And I have a theory that I mentioned before, but I'll repeat it again. And it kind of favors a guy like you, Charlie, and even me as I get on. Old people who live a long life. I think 90 is a long life. 90 plus is pretty long. Generally speaking, to live that long, they have to be healthy. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they have a good immune system. And, they may have had their ups and downs along the way, but they're still alive. Right. And that tells me that they're healthy. And that's probably why the only way the old people are going to die from COVID is if they get transferred to a nursing home or a rehab center where they might catch it from someone else, unfortunately. And some will survive it, like this neighbor of mine. Some won't. It all depends on their immune system. That's just a theory I have.
You brought up a point that Judge Judy said the other day. She said that Judge Judy, we asked her doctor, what's the secret to long life?
And how old is she?
And I don't know.
She's pretty up there. Close to 80, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, what did she say?
And she said, I asked the doctor, the secret to long life. And he said, don't fall.
Oh, yeah,
don't fall is right.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. You just said
don't fall.
No, you're right.
Simple enough.
That's what she said.
No, it's true.
All right. We're going to take a break here in the Coffee and Program.
I want to give you some advice from an older guy. Joe Callahan's younger. But
he's a thick
there, you know what I mean?
I'm getting there.
Don't get on a ladder. Stay away from ladders.
I have to think about that.
Even a step ladder?
Yeah, especially a step ladder.
Stay away from ladders.
Those 8-foot ladders will kill you.
All right.
You fall off from the top.
This segment of the Coffee and Program has been sponsored by Windermere Woods.
Windermere Woods, located at 1044 Menden Road in Woonsocket. Windermere Woods, 401-762-4226, and also on the web at windermerewoods.com. Live at Windermere Woods in a nice atmosphere that provides caring, security, and comfort. Once you move in, you'll want to stay at Windermere Woods for many years and be happy. It's a comfortable place to live and meet new people, enjoy regular meals, and get peace of mind. Windermere Woods is a small community with a nice, friendly atmosphere, and Windermere Woods is affordable. Windermere Woods offers such programs as housekeeping services, transportation to doctor's appointments, and to shopping. Windermere Woods is a very secure facility, 24/7 staffing. Someone's there day and night. They provide social entertainment activities and invite you to come by and visit. Windermere Woods, 1044 Menden Road, Woonsocket, 401-762-4226. Windermere Woods.
With interest rates falling and talk of more reductions to come, now may be the best time to apply for a mortgage or refinance your existing one. At Dean Bank, our mortgage professionals understand the process involved with applying for a loan, and they have the answers to all your questions. The message is simple. Dean Bank has been one of our area's top lenders for the past 15 years and wants to be your lender. They'll work with you to match the right loan to your specific needs. Their rates are great, but it's their personal service that sets them apart. See for yourself. Apply online at deanbank.com with the promo code WOON, or call 508-528-0088 and ask to speak with a mortgage representative. They promise to do their very best to get you in the right mortgage with personalized service that'll have you completely satisfied with the process. Call us at 508-528-0088 and ask for the mortgage department, or visit deanbank.com. top lender claim based on Warren Group closed mortgage reporting 2004 to 2019. Rates subject to income verification and credit qualification. Not all borrowers will qualify. Dean Bank is member FDIC, member SIF, and is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 412095.
Annette at Baraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center reminds you that during these difficult times of COVID-19, Baraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center is prepared to help you make all your arrangements online in the safety and comfort of your home. This way, Woonsocket residents stay as safe as possible. Call 401-751-5000, 401-751-5000, and they will walk you through this easy, simple process. 751-5000, or visit their website, providencecremation.com. Baraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON Radio, ON Worldwide, in Woonsocket.
All right, Coffee and here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us this morning. Joe Callahan here, along with Charlie Baldelli and Romeo Berthium. We did have a note that's been called in. It just says, Rhode Island is a victim of its own policies. Massachusetts still has us on their quarantine list, even though COVID percentages is under levels Massachusetts wants. The number that Mass doesn't like is the number of new cases identified. So much for being number one in testing. Aggressive testing brings high positives and a place on the Massachusetts blacklist. So,
excuse me.
Stop testing.
It doesn't only bring high positives, it brings a lot of false positives.
False positives,
yeah. And that can create a lot of problems. Wasn't there a sports team where 3 members tested positive, but it was a false positive?
They really didn't have it. Yeah. It happens. It happens a lot more than you know. And then they stay on the COVID-19 list, which bumps the numbers up.
I almost had a problem getting into my doctor's office about early in July because they do the temperature check, and it was a hot day. I was sitting in my car before they called me in. You know how they do it now. And I kept turning the AC off, and I get into the hallway, couldn't go in the office, and they took my temperature, and it was 100.5. I said, "Ooh, you've got a temp." I said, "No, I don't. I feel great." She said, "You got a temp. Sit over here for 5 minutes." So I sat there.
Give me an ice bag.
She came back. She did it again 5 minutes later. It was 101. So I says, "Geez, I don't know." I said, "I'm going to talk to the doctor." So she goes in, and the doctor says, "Let him sit there for 10 more minutes, and we'll do it one more time. And if he has a higher temp, if it stays above, let's say 100, we're going to reschedule him." Well, guess what? She comes back, it's 98.6. I said, "Oh, that's interesting." 10 minutes later, my temperature dropped 2 degrees. I think you have a problem with that thing. You better check the batteries. They weren't laughing. But I mean, that's why I even questioned that.
Yes.
Temperature. Come on. If you're sitting in a hot car for half an hour,
it's going to raise your temperature.
And that's exactly what happened to me. Can you imagine that, though? I mean, I should have kept, if I would have known, I would have kept the AC on. But you wonder how effective that is when they check your temperature wherever you go. I mean, in some places, I don't know. It's just so it kind of turned me off to that whole thing. As far as that's not a good way to check to see if you have COVID-19. Then I had I was tested twice because I had a procedure done this summer, and everything was fine. So I like you, Joe, wasn't crazy about being tested, but I had no choice.
Well, I can understand that if you're going to have a medical procedure done.
Yeah.
You and I have not been tested, Joe.
No.
Yeah, but you guys.
There's no reason for me to be tested.
Are we keeping 6 feet between us now?
Well, let's see.
Let me take. No, I think it's 5 feet 9 inches, 9.5 inches. 5. I don't know.
Close enough.
Yeah.
All right. We got another note that was written in on another subject. Is this it for the Bruins? Yes, the Lightning have played better and deserve to be in front 3-1. Bottom line is, though, you must have strong play in net. Halak is giving an average 3 to 4 goals a game. That's not going to do it, and buy you an early exit out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Possibly. And, well, as they always say, a good sports cliche is the toughest game to win is the last one.
That's true.
So, the Bruins are going to be, playing as hard as they can.
I certainly hope so.
I did not watch one hockey game this year.
Okay.
I watched the 7th game for the Stanley Cup.
You're a fair weather fan.
Yeah, right. And I said to Jeanette, we're going to watch the whole game.
Yeah.
It's the last game. It's the 7th game.
Yeah.
We're going to win the Stanley Cup. And we're going to see it the entire game, they lost. And we were on a paddle boat, and we ended up in St. Louis.
Oh, must have been
Oh, my
they were going
God. The whole
crazy.
town, whole town, everywhere.
Everything is blue.
St. Louis, yeah.
You had the blues, all right.
Yeah,
Who did you meet in St. Louis? Remember that?
Judy Garland.
Nobody. The Arch. We met the Arch. The Arch, yeah. Right.
Well, the good thing about it with the Bruins is down 3-1 is there's really no home ice advantage.
That's true.
They don't have to go down and battle the fans as well as battle the team. So, and it works the other way around too. So they're not going anywhere, and it's real very even. So we'll see what happens tonight. We'll have a game here on ON Radio. It begins at 7:00. So let's go Bruins.
Let me ask you a question, Joe. Do you think this is a cop out with these athletes that's saying, "Well, I'm still concerned about it, and my family, I'm opting out of the season"? Is that just a cop out, or is that? Do you find legitimacy in that?
Some do.
I don't.
I do, because mostly the ones that opted out have very young children, like within under a year, or they were just born, so they're real concerned about the newborn. So I can see that.
When they opt out like that, do they get paid?
I don't know.
Okay.
I guess it would depend on the yes.
You know everything.
I'll just give an answer. Yes. I guess it would depend on their league and their union, and whether or not they get some of their money or if they get all of their money.
So what did you think of that protest last week? The one that started with the NBA, I think it was.
They're all ridiculous. They're all ridiculous.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Because
didn't last long.
2 days, and it accomplished nothing.
Yeah.
So it was just. I'm sure they thought they did accomplish something. I saw with the NHL came out with 3 things. This is what we want done. I looked at them all, and it's like, and I can't. They're so vague and they're so generic.
Yeah. Well,
this doesn't even say anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the demands really were not even related.
Can you get back to the game, please?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now they're back to the game. So.
All right. So
now, Charlie,
here we are.
How is the mayor of Providence doing?
Oh yeah.
There's more shootings this week in Providence. It's not quite as bad. It's not as bad as Chicago.
No, nothing's as bad as Chicago.
I know, but it's
nothing.
It's growing.
It is.
Is it the mayor's? Is this the mayor's problem? No, I wouldn't say his fault. But does it fall into the mayor's lap to do something with the police?
I think he's got rabbit ears, and he looks at all these groups demonstrating about let's defund the police.
Well, he's for that, isn't he?
Yes.
Elorza?
Yes, and even the council.
Well, he was criticized last week for doing something, right?
This guy's off the wall. He's stating that let's do reparations. Come on, And he's too liberal to be in Providence. Let's defund. You need more police on the street right now.
I think he said something last week. I think it was Elorza. If it's not, I apologize. But he said something to the effect, because he was talking about the Jacob Blake shooting in Wisconsin.
Yes.
And he said another white officer killing another black man. And I'm like, Jacob Blake is not dead. And I wonder if people realize that. Yes, I'm pretty sure he's been paralyzed. But he is not dead. He's alive in Wisconsin.
Yes, he is.
He had seven.
Yes, he was shot seven
shots, but he had a knife on him supposedly.
Well, I don't know if it was on him, but there was one in the car, and he could have been reaching for it.
But he was trying to steal the car, was he? Is that
no,
what
I think it was his car.
It was again,
but there was a warrant out for his arrest.
Okay,
it was a domestic squabble, as there usually are. That results in shootings.
Yeah.
But you know what? The one thing they never did was print the biography of what was the name? The guy.
Biography. The guy in
the resume of the one that was
in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
George Floyd.
Floyd. Yeah. His rap sheet is incredible.
Incredibly long.
Incredible.
Now,
I mean, he's committed every crime you can imagine.
If you were approached by a cop, even a black cop, let's say, and would you fight him? You just give up. I mean, I was sorry.
I said the same thing to my wife.
That's the whole point.
If they say get out of the car, get out of the car.
Listen to them.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
Yeah.
So why rebel?
I know. That's the issue, I think, and I don't know. I think a lot of it is exaggerated, and the media loves that stuff.
Oh, they do.
Now, did you see over the weekend that the cop that's being charged in George Floyd's death? I can't remember his name. Chauvin. Is it Chauvin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
His lawyer came out. Now, this is their defense, saying his knee on his neck did not kill him. It was the drugs in his body. That's the defense they're going with.
Oh, really?
Well, we'll have to get a lot of
An
medical
autopsy,
experts
I'm
on
sure
this
they
one
did
to,
an autopsy
to
on
see.
that.
And it was the drugs in his body that caused him to have a heart attack, which actually killed him, and not the knee on his neck. I'm like,
Well, I think it's an interesting defense.
It is.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll see if it
might be true.
Take a weekend and go and march in South Chicago.
No, thank you.
They won't go there.
No.
Would you go there?
No.
It was another fine weekend of shootings in Chicago.
I know people are flying cross country, and there's an airline that has its base in Chicago. Is it American?
No, that's Atlanta.
Yeah, that's true. It's one of those anyway. One of the big airlines.
Is it United? United.
They stop in Chicago on the way to the West Coast, and they refuse to take that flight because they don't even want to stop at the airport. That's how the airport's in the city
Are we
itself.
talking about O'Hare or
Yes.
Midway?
Yeah, but you don't get out. You don't leave the airport.
No,
They-
not normally, no.
They just don't want to
even
go
land
because
there.
they're afraid of Chicago.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
And that's not. I mean, it's not a problem. I don't think if you flew into O'Hare, you're not in danger.
We
But-
generally
'cause I've
fly
done it
into
before.
Midway. Midway is good.
well, that's another airport in Chicago. Yeah. No, I'm just saying that's how bad the reputation of Chicago.
We don't
People
even
that don't
land
know. Yeah, they
How
don't
many
even.
shootings are this weekend in Chicago?
Scary.
South Section. You don't know that?
I don't
Joe?
know.
You know
I
everything
didn't,
else.
I didn't look it up.
You're the guru over here.
75, 100 or so. That's usually about the average.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program again. It's time for the forecast being brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council.
There we go.
Speaking of Chicago.
Appropriately.
Today, a sunny day. High temperatures will be near 75. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 58. Tuesday, mostly cloudy. High will be near 74. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy, low 60. Wednesday, mostly cloudy. Slight chance of showers on Wednesday, high 76. Thursday, a partly sunny day and warmer, high near 83. Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street with sunny skies. We have 62 degrees. Real products are tested for safety. Protect yourself. Visit ncpc.org/go4real. Brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council and the United States Patent and Trademark Office.
I'm here with Kara Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency. Kara, tell me about your agency.
Sure. We started our agency from scratch, which means we opened with no customers. We have grown because of all the family, friends, and locals that supported us over the years. We are proudly woman-owned and operated since 2006. We're a family business, mother and daughter team, so you get two different generations coming together to get the best of both worlds.
You're in good hands with Allstate and Kara and Celeste Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency, 125 Eddie Dowling Highway, across from Dowling Village in North Smithfield, 765-5000.
Our business is truly a referral business, and we have built it based on our premier service level and commitment to what we do. If you are looking for personalized service with people who care, that would be us.
Hi, this is Don Brunell inviting you to join us on the Midday Show every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday with the Super Quiz, great oldies, and interesting guests.
Don Brunell is back Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 1 p.m.
ON Radio, ON Worldwide.
Hi, this is Joe Callahan, the moderator of the longest-running panel discussion show on American radio, Coffee Ann. Join us every Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the Coffee Ann program on ON, AM, and FM.
ON Radio, ON Worldwide.
This portion of the Coffee Ann program brought to you by the Call newspaper.
The Call, Woonsocket's daily hometown newspaper since 1892, is still essentially a paper for the people. Our photographs record happenings that make news, and some will have historical significance in years to come, while others are intended to entertain or inform you of current events. They illustrate life's drama, which runs the gamut of humor to tragedy and everywhere in between. We're more than a reporter of daily news. Many readers continue to look to our paper for entertainment and relaxation offered by cartoons, comics, and other lighter features offered daily. In addition, we provide you with dates, times, and places of social event happenings throughout the community. Local sports covered daily by award-winning sports staff writers. If you're not subscribing to your local daily newspaper, you should. Call us today at 767-8522. Home delivery is just a phone call away at 767-8522. We take great pride in our publication and our sincere wish to serve you, our readers, at The Call.
Alrighty, Coffee In here on ON, AM and FM. Thanks for joining us this morning. Joe Callahan here with Romeo Berthum, and Charlie Baldelli is here as well. So they're blowing things up in North Smithfield.
They are.
Blowing things up like what?
Well, they're putting in the new solar panel farm, and so they had to do a little blasting.
Okay. Yep,
and
they did.
They did. What's odd is they did some like 5 blastings, and one person complained about one of them and not the others, and it was only because it was a millisecond longer than it should have been. A millisecond.
Wow,
what is that? Half a second?
It's even less than that. So they said, okay, we won't do that again, and they're not, and they didn't, and so things are moving along nicely on that new solar farm off Iron Mine Hill Road.
So it's safe
400-acre site.
It's safe to say that people in North Smithfield are having a blast.
Pretty good. Did you use these jokes when you taught?
I could, yes. That one there.
Did you
was
teach stand-up?
I used to stand when yeah.
I remember blasting when 40 was blasting at Oakland Grove.
And those houses shook.
Oh, my God.
Was that real blasting,
phone
Charlie?
Calls like you wouldn't believe.
I can
foundation
imagine.
is cracked. Oh, my God.
And did they sue? Any of them?
Send us a bill.
I don't know how that was resolved.
Yeah. I'm sure.
But they were blasting out there in 40. And
I remember that.
Oakland Grove and in that quarry.
Mm-hmm.
And, people were feeling the after effects. People don't like that. You know, they don't like to feel
no. It's kind of scary. I mean, if your foundation gets cracked.
Well, yeah, you don't want your house falling down.
Or
did anybody ever send a bill to the city on that, Charlie? No.
Well, if they did, Charlie would have just ripped them up anyway.
Usually
send it to me. I'll take care of it.
Give it to the city solicitor. Let him worry about it.
Right.
That's his job.
All right, Romeo, as the former teacher here amongst us, up in Massachusetts again, protesters over the weekend, because that's what you do. If you don't like something, you protest.
Yeah.
That's just what you do.
It's the American way.
It is the American way.
Well, First Amendment, right?
Protesters went to to the State House in Boston because they're not happy with the mandatory flu shot.
Yeah, that's true.
In Massachusetts.
That's right.
And they said hundreds showed up. I said, that's a weak protest, by the way. If hundreds show up. You want to see a protest or a riot. Look at what's happening in Portland. 100 people showing up.
Right. Three of my grandchildren live in Massachusetts, those that are still of school age.
Yeah.
They're going to have to get, according to the rule now, they're going to have to get a shot once the shots come
So
out.
is my daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Did you get your flu shot? Jeanette and I got ours.
Haven't gotten it yet, but I guess tomorrow's September 1st, so maybe...
It's too early. It's still summertime.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
You gotta wait till October.
I usually get my flu shot, but I'm talking about the kids now. They're going to have to get not a flu shot, but the COVID shot when it comes out. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm just talking flu shot right now.
Is that what kids have to do? They have to get a flu shot?
Mandatory flu shot by... You got to the end of this year to get it.
Well, when I was...
you won't be let back into school if school is open in January.
Well, Joe, when you were growing up, when I was growing up, even Charlie, I think, because I remember my mother, and she was much, much older than Charlie, she had to have a smallpox vaccine before going to school. We did, too. Mm-hmm. Remember, we had to get our shots.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And if you didn't get them, you couldn't go to school.
That's
so
true.
I think it's similar to that, don't you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just my...
It is, but
some people are against shots.
Some people are
vaccinations.
And some people are against the flu shot.
Their kids won't go to school then, I guess. But they're going to challenge it, of course.
Of course.
Personally, I think it's a good idea. I just think it's safer. Better to be safe than sorry.
As a teacher, did you get a flu shot yourself?
I used to, I started getting the flu shots only after I retired for some reason.
Okay.
But I built up, I think, after 35 years in the classroom with kids coughing in your face constantly, no, really, I think I developed a strong resistance to it. I wasn't sick that often.
No.
Physically. Mentally, well, that's a whole other issue. But
we wanted to talk about that.
no, but really, I think you do develop. If you have a relatively decent immune system, and I think I did, I probably, never needed to get those shots. Well, after I retired, I got older, and my wife, being a retired nurse, she wanted, it's a good idea. And we get the shot every year. And I do believe that people who get the flu shots also gave themselves a little bit more immunity to COVID-19, if that makes any sense.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
And my wife and I just had it last week.
But I get one, but I didn't get the shot this year yet. If it's available now, I'll get it this week.
Go to the local CVS.
I can't wait. I can't wait for that pain.
Woonsocket.
I love that pain, especially when they get into that muscle. Oh, yeah, it feels good. No, actually, it's not bad at all. So, all right.
All right.
So the answer is
See, I get a flu shot every year, and I take my daughter to get a flu shot. She's not happy about it, but I just I did that anyway. I just not too crazy about being told it's mandatory.
Before COVID-19, yeah. The whole idea is being told what to do by Big Brother, and I think that's what some people are upset about. You know, don't tell me how to live.
That's right.
But stay home.
Don't forget those
wear
social.
Your mask,
but don't
stay
forget
6 feet apart.
And don't forget
telling us what to do.
And don't forget those Social Security checks and the Medicare payments.
Whatever it is.
Of course, you pay for them.
Keep them coming.
Yeah,
right?
It works both ways. You know.
It does. It does.
So
all right. Let's see. What else? Anything else going on? That's it. Let's wrap up the show. No, there's a
unusual.
Front page story on the Saturday's call. Coyotes. In the city, huh?
Yep, I read the article. Interesting. I didn't realize that when Europeans first came to America, that the biggest predator in this area was the gray wolf. And the coyotes weren't even around. They started coming from the west. You know how? When the settlers went out there from the east, they made trails, on the wagons and the horses, and the coyotes followed those trails east, and they ended up coming here. I mean, not that there weren't any, but a lot of them came here, and basically, I don't know if they wiped out the wolf. I don't think the wolf would. I think that would be it'd be tough for the coyotes to defeat the wolves, but basically,
I would think so.
Coyotes are tough. They look for food, small animals, rodents and squirrels and things like
little
that.
Dogs too.
They've even been known to attack deer. And deer are very docile animals, and they run. But coyotes are very aggressive. They're small. They only weigh 30 to 40 pounds. But they are very, very fast, and they're aggressive. And
stay away from them.
Yeah, they don't hurt humans unless you hurt them. You try to hurt them unless they're infested with some sort of disease. But the point is, if I had a small dog or a small cat, I wouldn't put one out in my backyard. No, I would be out there with them, of course.
Yeah.
But on a leash.
Being a Florida resident like
yes,
and you see these houses on the lakes.
I know.
And they got little dogs in the backyard, and my dog is missing. What happened to my dog?
Alligators. You see.
But I have a fence around the yard.
You see Allie the alligator with a burp. Oh, guess what that was?
But do they try to break through the fences?
No.
The alligators?
As a rule, it's very rare that alligators attack people.
Right.
I think people
happened at Disney World.
Yeah, well, why did that person go swimming? Why did that
they weren't
parent
they were
put
just
that daughter and the little girl in there?
Well, they didn't know there was an alligator there.
Yeah, that's still not right.
Now they put signs up. Stay away from here.
I'll tell you what.
Alligators in the water.
You probably do the same thing. I'm sure there's a pool at your complex in Florida. Right. I always double check to make sure there's nothing in there before I jump in. You never know. I mean, they could slither in through the fence and into the. Oh God, I don't think it's ever happened, but it just makes me, a little bit more cautious.
So speaking of coyotes, Dave Richards sent me this picture.
Okay,
it's an actual sign in Alaska at the Juneau International Airport, warning about coyote activity.
Even in Alaska, huh?
In Alaska. So they just say, keep them at a distance, never feed coyotes.
No.
Okay? And then call airport wildlife or airfield maintenance if you see dangerous coyote activity, such as coyotes carrying boxes marked Acme, coyotes detonating explosive TNT, coyotes in possession of a giant magnet, coyotes holding such signs such as detour or free birdseed, coyotes in possession of a catapult, coyotes dropping anvils from hot air balloons.
That's interesting.
That's pretty clever.
It is, but it's interesting that they're out there in Alaska as well. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a move years ago to increase the population of gray wolves?
There might have been.
Increase them?
Yeah.
Well, as I said before,
they were dying out.
Yeah, because they used to be the chief predator here in the Northeast 300 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. But why would you want to increase the population of a wolf?
Well, we don't want them to be extinct.
They were being decimated.
Yeah.
And we can't
I like that word, Charlie.
Decimated?
Very
That's
nice.
a good one.
listening to one of your classes, I picked up a lot of words. You increased my vocabulary.
He is, and then you had to go look him up in the dictionary.
He's so quick.
All right, we're going to take another break here on the Coffee and program. This segment of Coffee and has been sponsored by the Call newspaper.
The Call is proud to announce a new and improved daily classified advertising program for our newspaper readers, subscribers, and advertisers. Blackstone Valley Values is a more affordable local buying and selling marketplace every day of the week. Lost and found, apartment rentals, items for sale, homes for sale or rent, and even job listings will now be even more within your reach. As always, if you have something you want to sell, call us today with your ad and it'll appear in the next day's call. Be sure to contact us, though, before the 3 p.m. deadline. Furthermore, if you're a subscriber to the Call, you'll benefit from value member discounts and possibly some free advertisements with this new program offer. The Call continues to be dedicated to you, as we have been for over 120 years. Call us today and learn more about our new classified program at 767-8503. To subscribe to the Call and become a valued member, call today, 767-8522.
Gators Pub has reopened for takeout and delivery. You can order delivery through DoorDash, but for takeout at Gators Pub, call 401-769-2220. 769-2220. Call Gators Pub with your credit card ready. Then when you get to Gators Pub's parking lot, call them back and let them know you're there. Gators Pub curbside takeout hours are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Gators Pub full menu is offered for takeout and delivery. Gators Pub on Victory Highway, Slatersville reminds you to be on the lookout for weekly promotions and deals. Gators Pub has reopened for takeout and delivery.
Just a reminder from your friends at ON Radio. ON Cares.
All right, it is Coffee and here on ON, AM and FM. This is Joe Callahan here with Romeo Berthum and Charlie Baldelli. So I know you're not a big fan, at least Charlie's not a big fan of the mayor of Portland, Oregon. Or I don't know how you feel about the mayor of Kenosha, Wisconsin. But they both, Trump is going to go to Kenosha, and I don't know if it was the mayor or the governor of Wisconsin said, we don't want you to come here.
He's been advised not to go by his close advisors as well. Reminds me when Kennedy was advised not to go to Dallas. I hope that's not what they're thinking.
You're right.
Yeah. And the mayor of Portland, keeps telling us, leave us alone.
But you know what? I've been a councilman. I've been a state representative for 10 years. I've been a mayor. These Democratic mayors and governors, they're wimps. They should never have allowed it to get that far in Portland, like 60 days.
90.
Riots, 60 days?
I think it was 90,
night.
Charlie.
It is.
90.
It's
90
higher.
90 days.
90 days?
3 months.
It's every night.
Started in June.
Come on, it's your city. They're looting, they're vandalizing, they're shooting each other, and you allow it to continue. It shouldn't even have started. It should never have got this far.
Well, the people that supported them for the office were probably in favor of what's going on. The peaceful demonstrations. And I put that in quotation marks.
Put that in quotations.
Yeah.
As an historian, how do you look at this, Romeo?
I think, as I said
they have
before.
the Second Amendment, all right?
Right to bear arms.
But is that being a...
Well, no, we're not laughing. You'd have to see this on TV, folks. But anyway, I know what you're saying. How do I feel about it? Yeah. I think it's going too far. I think when does a peaceful demonstration become a riot? And it all depends on who you talk to.
As soon as the fire starts.
Yeah. I mean, if they're going to destroy property, it's no longer a peaceful demonstration. And it's up to the chief executive officer of that city, a mayor, to do something about it. Contact the chief of police, say, look, this is the two most powerful people in any community are the mayor and the chief of police. And just tell them, look, put a stop to this. Do it now. And I couldn't believe what they did in Seattle for 6 weeks when they took over that
the Love
city
Zone
block,
or whatever it was called.
That was ridiculous. And then people criticized Trump for sending in troops to end it. That's because he gave them a chance. He said, look, just ask for my help. And they weren't asking. And how can anybody allow that to happen? That's anarchy. It's wrong.
It is.
And that incident is what really turned me to the right. And then I a little bit. As I say. No, I'm not. I just
you're
feel
not fully, you're not in my corner yet.
I'm a law and order person. I don't like disorder. I don't like anarchy. It's scary. It's
chaos.
not right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. So the answer is, I think it's wrong for them to allow that to happen. They should do something. They have the power to do it, and they should do it. And if they lose their constituency because of that, too bad.
Be it.
Maybe they'll gain the other side of the constituency that voted against them the first time.
I can't believe that Middle America and those cities out there saying, "Come on, this is enough."
Yeah, it is.
This is enough.
And Joe said it well. Once they start destroying property, I think that's it. That's when you draw the line.
Did you see? Was it? I think it was Portland. The protesters went to where the mayor lives, in some kind of an apartment complex, and they were sitting. They had a sit-in in his lobby.
Well,
I'm surprised they didn't set it on fire.
Yeah.
And and the Republicans, especially at the convention, mentioned quite a bit about how the Democrats didn't mention the violence at all during their convention the week before.
Yeah.
Well, over the weekend, Joe Biden did come out and denounced the violence.
He came out of the cellar?
No, I think he said it. I think he said it in the basement.
Poor people like me have cellars. They have basements.
Sounds like you drank the Kool-Aid, Jolly. I hear that all the time on Fox. He spends his time in the basement.
But he did come out and said we can't have this, and we got to be united, and we can't be this divisive. And
he's
like
right.
That. I'm like,
I agree with that.
Took him a while, but at least he finally came out and said something.
Well, they didn't want to offend AOC and her friends. That's basically why. He's got to hold it all together.
Yeah.
From his point of view, he can't offend the left, can't offend the right. And he's kind of moderate by reputation and by...
He's got the nomination. He can offend AOC now.
Yeah, I think so.
And she's still going to stand there and smile and say, "Yep, I'm still voting for him."
She probably would vote for him anyway. Just because anybody but Trump is what a lot of the anti-Trump people
Absolutely.
are saying. So that's it's hard to believe, but it's not really anti-Republican as much as anti-Trump. That's just my...
I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
You know my litmus test.
What's that,
for
John?
all politicians.
What's that, Charles?
You're pro-life, I vote for you.
Yeah.
You're not pro-life, I don't vote for you.
Okay.
As simple as that.
Okay.
And that involves everybody.
Yeah.
Every congressional office.
You're a one-issue candidate.
Yeah.
No matter how else they feel about the other
Right.
stuff.
That's right.
I've said that to other people in past elections when they said, "Oh, I'm just not sure who I'm going to vote for."
Yeah.
And this could be this election or the past elections, the one before that. And I said this is how you figure it out who to vote for. I said, what's the most important issue to you?
Yeah.
Now, Charlie, it's pro-life.
Right.
Someone else, it could be health care, or someone else could be the environment. Find out what's most important to you.
Yeah.
And then you look at that both candidates and said, which candidate believes what you believe?
Yeah.
I said, then you vote for that person.
Yeah.
If you're that stuck.
We all have a litmus test.
There's just a way of doing it.
Unfortunately, not all of us. At least you have a reason. Some people just vote for a person because he looks like a president. I think I'm going to vote for him. No, really, how many people have you heard say that? He looks like he'd be a good president.
We never elected
tell me why you... Well, he just looks so distinct. He looks so... they say Warren G. Harding, good-looking guy. Remember? You don't remember?
No, I don't remember him. No.
Remember hearing about him.
And
that was the first time that women got the right to vote, and they say that women voted for him because he's a handsome guy, and I believe that.
Okay, that's possible.
Romeo, have you ever seen a successful politician with a mustache?
No.
Well, you got to go back to the 1800s.
You're talking.
I'm talking about in current times.
Yeah.
Oh
no, that's true.
No,
that's not why Dewey lost.
That's why Dewey lost.
Yeah,
he looked sinister with that mustache.
Thomas Dewey. Yeah. No,
kind of like a Snidely Whiplash kind of thing going.
Snidely Whiplash. I haven't heard that name in a long time. No, you're right. I think it's got a lot to do with the way you look.
Right.
Tall. If you're tall, it helps. If you want to be president, if you're, relatively.
So if are you saying then, Romeo, if like Martin Sheen ran for president, he'd win
because he was short.
Well, he looks like a president, and he played one on TV.
Well, yeah.
So we should vote for him. He knows what he's doing.
Did he have a mustache?
No, he did not.
No, but I think there's a certain segment of the population that votes for a person based on the way a person looks.
I agree.
And acts.
I agree.
It's got nothing to do with the issues. And or in the old days, they just pulled the master lever. Oh, he's a Democrat. I don't care I don't care if he went to jail 5 years ago. He's a Democrat. My father was a Democrat. My grandfather was a Democrat. I'll vote for him. Okay. Some people are like that. Not anymore as much.
About Roosevelt Democrats. My God, when I was growing up, that's all they were. Roosevelt Democrats. Roosevelt Democrats.
There's a social club in the city. I'm not going to mention the name, but it's well known. Where at one time, I remember, right behind the bar, there were 3 pictures. Okay, on the left was St. Franklin Roosevelt. In the middle was Jesus Christ, and on the right was St. John Kennedy. Seriously. Really? I mean, they weren't Saint. They didn't say Saint, but I'm saying that. But they were there. The 3 pictures were there. And those were the 3 heroes that people in that particular organization looked up to. And it's good that they did, especially the one in the middle, but the point is...
The only mayor we had with a mustache was Ernie Duke.
Yeah, and he was popular.
Very popular.
They loved him.
Oh.
Did someone tell you, Charlie, not to grow a mustache?
Yeah.
If you want to be elected, don't grow one.
Well, it's true. The only mayor with a mustache in current times was Mayor Ernest Duke.
Well, that's a problem your niece will never have. That's good.
That's right.
Yeah, she doesn't have a mustache.
Yeah, no.
All right, I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna try to do it without it being a commercial. And I'm going to try to do this without saying the name of the business. Okay, here we go. That donut shop down in South Kingstown, North Kingstown, down in South County.
Yeah.
Alley's.
Well, we're not going to say the
Too
business.
I just said it. I'm
All
sorry.
right, fine.
I apologize.
They tried to do some, they got in a lot of hot water when they said we're not going to give out the free donuts to the cops and the firefighters anymore.
Right.
Well, now they're doing a little backpedaling.
Oh, yeah?
First of all, they had to close last week for a couple of days. Someone tested. Oh, they had to get tested for COVID. But anyway, they opened back up again.
Yeah.
They said now they're offering free donuts to the local police departments. You know what the catch is?
What?
You, Charlie, as the consumer, you have to come in and pick up the free donuts, and you have to agree. I don't know how they're going to do this, but you have to agree to deliver it to the police department. The Alley's people are not going to deliver them.
Oh,
well, but if you as a consumer walks in and says, you know what, I want to bring a dozen donuts to the North Kingstown Police Department, if they have any, because it's on a limited basis, if they have enough, they'll give you them, and you have to give it to them.
Why can't the cops or the firefighters walk in and get them themselves?
Yeah. They've already boycotted them.
Oh, that's
once it happened last week.
Okay.
But I'm thinking, well, if you're being so magnanimous about it now, why don't you, as the owner, don't send your employees to do this.
No.
You, as whoever owns this place, why don't you go deliver the donuts then to the cops and see what happens when you walk in the police department?
They'll probably throw you out. It's a classic case
as well
of
as the donuts.
It's a classic case of backpedaling. You're right.
Yeah.
And, too late. They blew it.
Did you hear the word he used? Magnanimous.
I did. I was
impressed. I mean,
thank you.
Hanging around with Romeo has been doing wonders for us.
You're not the only one that's using those big words. I have a friend.
We learned from you.
I have a friend who used to, I used to interview, and he used to say, "Don't try to trick me with big words. I don't understand the question, but I'm going to answer it anyway." Yeah.
So if you want to do that, I mean, fine. If you think, but I just wonder if the police departments down there will accept the gift.
I wouldn't,
knowing that they've come from Alley's Donuts.
Nope, I wouldn't.
Just tell the consumer.
Agree with Romeo on
turn around.
That was
and
a slap in the face.
Please take these away.
What did they ever do to deserve that treatment?
They did nothing at the time.
Why would he even do that? I mean, initially,
it has something to do with the police officers in the fire department in Providence.
Yeah,
in Providence.
Yeah,
I dealt with the North Kingston Police Department.
That's right.
During the